Let me show you my steering wheel settings. I know a lot of people are curious, especially with the Logitech's G920 or the G29. Start at the top here with steering linearity. I have that all the way down to -10. And basically what that does is increases the responsiveness of your wheel. So any little input you give is going to be that much more of an impact to your steering in the game. I started slow with this one, so I was driving in the game for a while at 0, and then I put it down to maybe 2 or 1, and over time I just went down and down until I got comfortable using -10. As you get used to it, you should be shaving some times off your stages and your laps. Just due to overall responsiveness, and the less input you have to put in to the steering wheel, the better. Steering dead zone, I keep it 0. That's the default setting. Saturation, default setting at 100. Throttle dead zone, I keep it 0, which is default. However, the saturation, I put 5 points down. So this was 100 to start. I put it down to 95. And the saturation is where the pedal is going to end. So instead of having to push it all the way to the floor, taking off 5 points to this, I'll get full throttle just a little bit above where the floor is. So the lower you go this, the less of a pedal throw you're going to have to put in. Same with the braking, because I'm sure we all know with the Logitech pedals, the brake is extremely stiff. So the dead zone I keep default. Over the saturation, I put down 40 points. And you're going to notice this huge, so I'd play with it a bit to your liking. The lower you go, the less you're going to have to step on the brake pedal. And with the clutch dead zone, the default is 0 for the dead zone. I put it to 5 because I feel the clutch to be rather soft, as a soft pedal on the Logitechs. So sometimes I'll find myself resting on it, or I would find myself resting on the pedal, and it would be slipping the clutch. So I just put that 5 so that the pedal starts later. That's what the dead zone does. The higher you put the clutch dead zone or any dead zone, the more input you have to put in before it starts catching or engaging. The saturation, similar to the brakes, you probably noticed in my videos I do flat foot shifting, which is keeping the throttle to the floor while I'm clutching and changing gears. And that's easier to do if you put the saturation down a little bit, because you won't have to push the clutch all the way to the floor for it to engage fully. Soft lock I keep on. Going over to the fun part, vibration and feedback. Obviously turn everything on, and I basically just turned everything to max because I like a really tight steering feel, especially with the Logitech. You probably don't want to do this if you have a really good wheel like a Fanatec, but with the Logitech, I found I can max out these settings and it's not that stiff of a steering feel. If anything, I feel raising these, if you are using a Logitech steering wheel, it gives a more realistic feel, and it's really not that strong in this game, at least. So the self-aligning 150, suspension 150. The collision I kept down because that's just gonna jerk the wheel when you crash. So I put that up a little bit, but I found having that at 150 simply threw me off if I was trying to get back on track after crashing. Well, I hope this video was of help to you. If you tried my settings, let me know what you thought of them. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks.